Hi guys, Jen here with Zen Jen Holistic. Today we are going to dive into the topic of spirituality. Like, what is it? What are some myths around it? What it is, what it isn't, and things like that. But before we do that, I just wanted to do a quick reminder that tomorrow night is the full moon. So I'm doing my full moon Reiki circle. That is in person. It's local if you're in Jacksonville. It's right across the street from IKEA, $30. And the Aquarius moon is all about self-realization. So we're going to tap into that a little bit tomorrow night. Also, if you're not local and you want to join an event and kind of experience Reiki, next Friday, the 19th at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I am partnering and co-hosting an event doing yoga. We're doing dance. We're going to do female empowerment, and we're also going to follow up with Reiki. So that is going to be our feminine empowerment event, and you can take advantage of that. And then the recording will be available for $44. The great thing about that is it's feminine empowerment. It doesn't mean that it's just for females. So if you are a man and you want to tap into your feminine energy a little bit more, you are welcome. So it's all about tapping into our feminine energy. And then I will make sure I kind of talk a little bit more about that next week and what it looks like for feminine energy. So let's dive into spirituality. Now I have my notes open because I don't want to really miss anything. There's 4 different type of topics that I wanted to kind of go through. So I have my notes open. So if you see me looking down, I'm looking at my notes. So spirituality, number 1, it's a lifestyle. It's not a religion, although spirituality can be part, like, in your religious practices. So spirituality, according to Google, it involves the recognition of a feeling or a sense of belief that there's something greater than ourselves. So something bigger than us. So regardless of whatever you believe in, whether you believe in God or you believe in the universe or you believe in fairies, whatever it may be, something that's bigger and greater than us that gives us this human experience. Remember, we are all spiritual beings and we're having a human experience. So now, many people think, and this is one of the myths I'd like to debunk, many people think that spirituality is religion or it is a religion, and it's not. So again, I'm looking at my notes. So a lot of the times, religion emphasizes spirituality as being a part of faith and belief, but you are able to be spiritual and be a spiritual being without being a member of a religious society. So again, remember in the beginning, I talked about spirituality being a lifestyle. So it's trying for us to connect to the best version of ourselves each and every day. So being a spiritual person is us trying to achieve the highest goal so that we can be able to live our true life purpose. Now, being spiritual is about, obviously doing right and, trying to do no harm to others. So there are 3 different types of pillars when it comes to spirituality. That is based off of relationships, values, and our life purpose. And I know most of the time we go through life and we're trying to find out what our true life purpose is. And you can actually find that through spirituality. So when you're on your path to enlightenment or trying to become the best version of yourself and deleting the toxic energies and people from your life and just trying to forge a path of being the best version of yourself, you will start to unravel what your true life purpose is. It's also been practiced through shamans, different types of healers, and different types of wisdom keepers all throughout time. A lot of Native American societies practice spirituality and shamanism. And, there's Native Americans, not just indigenous to the United States, but there's also Native Americans in different countries. So I am indigenous to Central and South America, predominantly in Panama, because that's where my family's from, but also in Colombia and Costa Rica. So I have indigenous to all those types of areas, and my ancestors practiced shamanism. So shamanism is a way to connect to the spiritual realm and for us to facilitate healing. So there was a lot of different ways that they did that. They did a lot of meditation where they were able to enter in a trance. There was a lot of, using herbs as medicinal practices, and that's what makes essential oils. So that's why we utilize a lot of essential oils, and that's what I absolutely love them. And then they also utilize crystals and natural elements in nature to facilitate healing, and that they also connected with nature. So so the human spirituality, again, is composed of those different types of aspects. So the relationship, it goes in multiple different ways. So relationships with other beings, relationships with ourselves, and relationships with animals and in nature too. The second part, values. What are our values? So spirituality, again, you're trying not to do no harm to others. So you are really trying to practice the best values. So, what's one way that you may normally hurt somebody? Is it through words? Is it through your actions? And then just try and find a way to become a better version so you can come from a place of unconditional love instead of coming through a place of anger or resentment or any type of discernment, that type of feeling. And then the last pillar is the life purpose. Again, when I was mentioning, when you start diving into your spiritual practices and whatever that looks like to you, whether it looks like going to church, going to yoga, going and just sitting in nature, whatever that looks like for you, you'll start to divulge and learn what your true life purpose is here on this lifetime. So that's kind of spirituality in a nutshell. I know, again, a lot of people think it's religion. So they say, oh, I'm spiritual. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're religious. So you can have one without the other. You can be a spiritual being. The number one thing to take away from it is that you believe in a higher purpose and you believe that there is something bigger than yourself. And at the end of the day, a spiritual lifestyle is just you trying to be the best version of yourself, trying to do no harm to others, and showing yourself and others unconditional love. So if you have any questions about that, you want to dive in more, or if you've heard something like a myth that you want to try to debunk, let me know. I would love to dive in a little bit more about this. I just wanted to kind of go over what spirituality is, because I know that a lot of people think that it's just religion, or think it's this and think it's not that.